gosh, it is high tea again. Who would have thought? Who would have thunked that we'd be back on this Wednesday that was looking lovely, but these ominous clouds just passed right over and it is now pouring rain. But I love it because it's fall and that's the kind of thing we're in for. Yes, it's high tea. Yes, I'm Ajahnis Charley, and this is that show that covers topics ranging from global, national, provincial, metropolitan, local, and a bit too personal every week in a little daily show format that I like to call a burst of energy like your favorite caffeinated drink. That is what this show is, and I'm very excited to give you another episode here in on the last day of September. Oh my God, this year is just flying right by, just like how these very scary clouds just flew right by this apartment. But you know what? It's a fall vibe, so we're into it, right? It is a fall vibe. I am very excited to get into this episode. We have guests, we have jokes, we have a very, very good dog that I'm very excited about, so I can't wait. And we also have me dressed up in my fall attire for today. I'm gonna show off my clothes that I have right now. Hello.
This is new. Look at my shoes. They're cute and cool. Water no! Leader glows. Water no! Leader glows. See myself with 2 bucks.
Listen, I've discovered the scarf. It is now fully integrated into my life. I was for a long time a scarf non-believer. I just thought if I just like shelter my neck, the wind doesn't matter. It completely factors out. But I am a recent convert, and I have discovered my true passion in life, and it's scarves. So I'm sorry, but you'll never see me scarfless again, at least until the next season. Winter, we have to do something different. A new neck piece that'll shelter us from the snowstorms. And yes, I did use Northwest, Kanye West's daughter, as a backing track to show off my clothes, because that's just the kind of vibe we have here. Thank you, Becky, for that's. I think that's a huge stamp of approval for scarves. I take you. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I take you as a scarf person, a scarf connoisseur, a connoisseur. I pronounced that right. So your approval means a lot to me. And it's very, very cozy. Just as I hope this show will be, now that we're entering fully into fall mode. But I should stop talking. Listen, I am full disclosure. I'm a Scorpio. I love fall. I was born in this season. It is a season for the gays. And that's why I will shill for it so hard here. And I'm sorry I can't stop talking about it. And I guarantee that it's not the last time I will this episode. So I'm sorry. And I'm seeing that Becky has summer scarves. So it sounds like the mission here for me is to find my true scarf for each season. This is fall. We'll have to find winter, spring, and then keep watching in a year from now, and I'll have a summer scarf. We'll get there. I'm very excited. I can't wait for like pumpkins. Anyone else excited for pumpkins? I don't even know how to turn it into food or anything practical, but I just want to see them. So that's something that's very exciting to me. Enough talk about random fall paraphernalia. Let's get into the show with our first segment, What's the Tea? And I completely forgot to set up the tea. So I'm going to be, come take a look at this. My place that I haven't completely cleaned because I thought my body would be blocking the camera the entire time. This is me trying to get my tea on. I'm very excited. Okay. This is the tea I'm working with here. It's another like gourmet specialized tea. It's barley tea we're drinking today. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but I'm very excited. And of course, we're doing it from the teacup tonight. We are living our full tea fantasy on the show, because it would be, what a complete misnomer this would be if I wasn't at least trying. Okay, can my smooth, supple hands open this rough thick tea cap. Let's see. I really didn't want you guys to see me struggle on cam. I have an assistant that opens all my teas for me beforehand. Oh no, it's not supposed to be sexual. It's just tea. It's only 4:30. And it doesn't help that I have. Okay. You know what? The tea's open. Let's just drink before this gets out of hand any further. Okay. So I'm pouring the barley. And that is the tea for the day, barley tea. So I hope you're having a teacup. Have a sip of yours. Oh. It tastes like what I imagine Alberta would taste like, which is, it's a fine place. Yeah, it tastes like the earth, which, you know what? Fall is an earthen season, so it's appropriate. Yum. Fleur tea, that's nice. If I wasn't named High Tea, Fleur tea would be a hot alternate option. It tastes healthy. The tea tastes healthy. It's not good. But it's tea. So before we get into the rest of the show, this is High Tea. It's on Bad Dog Comedy TV. You can donate to this channel at this URL, baddog.com/high-tea. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're teeing. Oh. If you are not sure yet, keep watching. I'm sure maybe you can be convinced over the next half an hour. And if not, maybe just subscribe, give a like, and check out the other shows that I'll be talking about later in the show. But definitely keep watching. We have a lot to get into today. So that was the tea. I want to also introduce tech producer Sean Murray. Every week, he's in the booth. He's around. How are you doing,
Ajahnis?
It is good. I want to know the fall activity you are looking forward to the most.
Probably continuing to stay inside my apartment as I did all summer.
Yes, and I like the season because it's a season that incentivizes you to stay inside but gaze wistfully outside of the window.
Oh yeah, totally. I've got some wistful plans.
Yes. Thank you. Let's all have a little sip, be a little wistful, and we'll get right into our next segment. That's my wistful sound. I am ready to move on to this next segment called The Serve, where I serve to you headlines coming from out there in that big old world and also in here in this big old head. So this is what I have to serve to you today. Young Street Warehouse sparks outbreak of young people who really need to find a better spot to hang out with at. That place ain't that great. In further warehouse news, health official deems partying in an actual warehouse more acceptable than partying at warehouse. I just want to say, happy International Be Mean to Warehouse Day. It's not great. Man celebrates International Podcast Day by talking about Quentin Tarantino for 2 hours without your consent. Stay away from that man. Yesterday's debate proves old men bickering makes for best white noise machine. And I can confirm it did put me right to sleep. Gay man and straight woman form a conjugal relationship to raise a family of succulents. Thank you, Canadian courts, for making this a possibility in 2020. I can't wait to find my straight woman partner and raise those succulents. Oh, it'll be so great. Police confirm loud bang heard over Paris, just 2 horny Frenchmen. Very French indeed. Man combating climate change draws the line at stopping his 3-hour-long showers. I must admit that man is me. Late millennials' only savings are in the form of classic Pokemon cards. I gotta admit that late millennial is also me. Disney lays off 28,000 employees, including these 3 forgotten princesses we have right here. these three, I'm sorry to say, gals, but I'm sure there's some work for you in some fiefdom somewhere. Disney, what you doing? Last headline for the today. Windows Task Manager awarded Nobel Peace Prize for computer conflict resolution. And there have been some wars between applications on my devices. So thank you, Task Manager. You're a real one. What would I do without you? And those are the headlines I'm serving for you today. Whoa, what a crazy world. A lot is happening, a lot to talk about. And we'll get into it a little bit as the show goes on. Now, normally, this would be the part where I would serendipitously receive a breaking news broadcast from my breaking news correspondent, Andrea Marston. But today, I received instead a message, no breaking news, because after the coverage of last night's debate, the news is clearly already broken. And if that isn't a statement we could all relate with, I'm not sure what is. So, no breaking news this week, but tune in next week to, for sure, see what breaking news is going on in Andrea Marston's life. Thank you, Andrea Marston, for being our weekly breaking news correspondent. We need to know what's up. We need to know. But we still have a lot to say here as we move on into this next segment called 60 Seconds. This is 60 Seconds with BLACKBARA Walters. I am not BLACKBARA Walters. I am Ajahnis Charley. And yes, normally it's BLACKBARA Walters who conducts these 60-second interviews seen here. But unfortunately, she has not been around for the past few weeks as she is pursuing an international investigative journalistic interview or has otherwise been kidnapped. We don't know the full story yet, but that is, I guess, our mission over the next few weeks. Until BLACKBARA comes back, I will be conducting these investigative interviews, and I am very happy to welcome our guest for today, Shannon Lahaie, for this interview. Hi, Shannon.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, your teacup is so cute. Oh my god.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers to you.
Clink, clink, clink.
So happy to be here. So sorry to hear about BLACKBARA.
I know. I'm hoping she's doing well. I haven't heard from her lately, but I can't wait to see what interview she's conducted overseas, perhaps overseas.
Yeah. Personally, I'm thrilled.
I'm thrilled too. I'm also thrilled to have you. I don't want to interview before the interview, but may I know what tea is it you're drinking today? What is the tea?
Oh, I'm having a watery tea. Because I'm slightly hungover.
Yes. Well, I'll cheers to that as well. Cheers.
Cheers.
As we learned last week, Hovenia tea is actually very apt. It's made to repair alcohol-induced liver damage. We learned that last week. That was last week's tea. So
I don't have that in the house.
No,
so I'm screwed.
You don't have a bottle of Hovenia tea hanging around your place?
I know. What is wrong with me? You know, it's a basic.
It's a fundamental. But we need to know what else is going on in your life. So let us begin this rapid fire interview. Can we get 60 seconds on the clock?
I'm going to shout answers.
Okay. Well, please do. With these questions, what is your name?
Shannon.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Hamilton, Ontario, originally.
Ooh, cute. I like it. What is your fave fall treat?
Oh, apple cider.
Love apple cider. What is the most heated but harmless debate that you find yourself having? Mine is, what's your favorite season?
Mine is, would you rather spend 60 seconds on the moon or a year in Europe?
Okay.
The moon.
The moon? You knew I was coming for that. That's interesting. Okay, I wish we had more time. I want to ask more about that, but my question is, what's your favorite season?
Fall. I'm so on board with you in this fall. Yeah.
There we go. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl. I feel that. Which room do you consider the coziest room?
The bathroom.
The bathroom. I sympathize.
Hot baths. You make it all nice with candles.
Bubble baths can only happen in one place. I sympathize. Name one activity that's better to do online than in person with friends?
Online gaming. Like I'd rather do that over the internet than go to someone's house.
Oh, true.
So
Only
dumb.
10 seconds left. What game is your current go-to to have a good time?
Slay the Spire. We were just talking about
Fire.
it. Yeah.
Check it out. And last question: what is your most iconic Halloween costume from the past?
B. Arthur at a party where everyone said we had to get sexy, and I dressed like B. Arthur, and god damn it, was it sexy, but in a very conservative way.
Buzzer sound.
And there's our buzzer. We have done it. I so want to see the pics of that B. Arthur costume because that sounds amazing.
It was very fun.
Thank you so much. I feel like I learned a lot about you in this interview. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. This was fun.
This was fun. And you've given me a lot to think about regarding being on the moon or being in Europe for an extended amount of time. I'm going to have to think about that. People at home, we should. After this, we'll have a long discussion. We'll have a debate.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Oh my gosh. That's Shannon Lahaie. And you got to see more. I know you want to see more. So check out her podcast on the SONAR network called Escape Capade. It's also on Instagram at Escape Capade. It is a wonderful podcast where improvisers try to escape an escape room. It is wild. I got to do an episode with Chelsea Larkin. It was very fun, big, crazy energy, and it was an amazing time. All the episodes are great. It's on SONAR Network. You're going to love it. Check it out. And I'm going to do another plug right here, right now, because I probably should, but you could donate to this network, Bat.Comedy TV, at that link. Subscribe, like it. You know, speaking of SONAR Network, we have SONAR podcast do shows on Bat.Comedy TV all the time. When I did my episode, that was here too. And, you know, podcasts like Nostalgique have episodes here every, once a month. So you might want to do a little follow, and follow me into this next segment that is specifically for your entertainment. Let's take
Texas, Arizona. I guess not these guys anymore.
All these basic hoes be going out. Head to the beach, a bar downtown. The Jersey flying out of their dirty mouth. Guess that's why they call it the dirty south. Corona, wash your clothes, Lord knows that I'm on ya. Wear a mask or I'm coming down your throat. I'm coming if you don't stay at home. Think I'm capping? Guess what finna happen? All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Here it is, second wave, cause you won't cover your face. I'll make sure you catch a case. Breaking records in the States. Disney World, open up, no one coming to that place. Always wanted to see a small world in mission space. Watching cases go spike, 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 just so you could take some beach stock pics for a like, and then watch your lungs go overnight. Cause y'all refuse to believe the hype. Fuck hydroxychloroquine, I'm no fake asshole. I'm realer than a motherfucker, you already know. I'm thicker than your mucus, I don't shop on Insta. Boutiques can't flatten this curve or this thick ass booty. Cause all y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. All y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. Y'all motherfuckers getting coronavirus. I tried to tell y'all, but you wouldn't listen. Now corona's coming for necks, lungs, nasal cavities, and your sense of smell. Corona. Song so nice, had to play it twice. I told y'all that second wave is here, splish splash. That's why we are staying cozy and indoors wearing a mask. That kind of sounded like an additional verse to the song. I will be writing an extended version. But for now, what are we doing? We're getting into the fave. It's the fave. I gotta say, this segment is the fave. It's the good dog of the week. And I have a very good dog that I can't wait to talk about today. It is Carlos. Carlos the Pug, partnered with Cameron Wiley, a Toronto comedy community icon. And Carlos is definitely a Toronto comedy community dog icon. The dog community loves him. There's Carlos, a pug in a little vest. Is that a vest or a scarf? When you have 4 legs and a body like that, I don't know if that is counting as a scarf or a vest, but I'm gonna say scarf because then we're twinning. I can't wait to talk about this little pug. Very cute, iconic in so many ways that you're about to see. But I also have his whole life story narrative. This is a whole journey that I have to share with you, and I can't wait to get into it. Carlos and Cameron met unexpectedly. Cameron had a costume fitting just around the corner from the Humane Society, and he arrived way too early, but decided to kill time visiting the dogs. And he absolutely fell in love with the dog that was there, not Carlos. Let me say that one more time so you can hear me. It wasn't Carlos at first, but he came back a few days later to see if he wanted to adopt that dog. Turns out that he wasn't the right dog, but the second time he was there, he met, drumroll please, Carlos. So let's see another pic of Carlos. Let's see what I can't. A multi-hyphenate dog, a dog who plays the trumpet. And that is a very difficult instrument to get proper embouchure for. I can only assume it's 10 times more difficult as a dog and having those dog lips, but Carlos is a talented icon, okay? A trumpeter extraordinaire. Carlos had just gotten out of surgery to amputate a toe, and he was all doped up and bandaged, wearing a big old cone. And of course, that was the moment when Cameron fell in love instantly. He would check the Humane Society every day to see if he was available for adoption. And one night at karaoke, and of course it was at karaoke, he checked his phone and there he was, Carlos available for adoption. Let's see some more Carlos. There he was. Oh my God. I love a lounge pic. I think this is the coziest episode of High Tea. This is the coziest episode of High Tea for sure. Just looking, that's what you all should be looking like watching this show instead of going to Warehouse. Please don't go to Warehouse. So Cameron stopped drinking. Remember, this was karaoke after all. Went to bed and got there the next morning. By the time he got there, there were already applications ahead of Cameron for Carlos. But thankfully, and it is weird to be saying this, he was never house trained and had indoor soiling issues, so everybody else passed on him. And I think, let me clarify grammatically, I'm not talking about Cameron, I'm talking about Carlos having the house training issues. I just want to clarify who the subject in that sentence was, because it was kind of unclear. Let's see a little bit more of Carlos. This is the duo. This is Cameron and Carlos, and what a perfect picture. It's so, this is real love. This is real love. You know what? I think Disney needs to take note for their live action adaptation of Lady and the Tramp, because I don't think it's going to surpass the real love that we see in this picture. This is family. This feels like home to me. So Cameron took Carlos home, added an S to the end of his name. Original name was Carlo, which is huge, okay? And the rest is dog history. Cameron house trained him. Carlos went through another tumor removal on his leg and a round of chemotherapy. I was going to say karaoke therapy, which honestly sounds like a legitimate therapy practice. I might try it on myself. And they've been happy and healthy together for the last 2.5 years. and Cameron loves him more than anything else in his silly little life. Can we see one more pic of Carlos, please? Oh, there he is, a little bandaged up, but he looks happy. I think ultimately he looks happy. So cute. I want to see a little video, Carlos. Okay, I think it's time for a little video. I want to see Carlos in action, as we must. So let me play a little. That's it. That's the whole clip. Just Carlos happily eating. Well, technically, I don't know if you could tell, but as someone who's done like graphic design, that ice cream wasn't actually real. And Carlos was just licking the air for no reason for like what we know to be about 15 seconds, but what could have been hours, who knows? But I thought this was so cute. And I had an idea to do like a director's cut that I designed. So Cameron, tell me if you hate this, but this is what I've done. I just thought it would be like, it was cute. You know, I took a little bit of artistic license, but I thought it was cute. You see, you guys you love each other, and I love that you love each other. So that made me happy to just edit. I love Carlos. Cameron gave me a bunch of pics to share of Carlos, but I had to go and grab my favorite one because when I saw this, I died. But this is Carlos to me. This is my fave Carlos pick. It's so good. It's so funny. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. This is peak Carlos. I love this picture. I know we know that. Do I have to explain that it's Jaws? I'm like, no, right? It's Jaws. You should know. But 2020 remake of Jaws starring Carlos instead. Let's start a petition. It's gonna happen. Thank you so much, Cameron and Carlos. If you like Cameron, if you like Carlos, let me tell you where you can find more of them. You could find Carlos' Instagram page at Casa de Carlos on Insta. Get all your, just eat it up. Just eat up all of that delicious Carlos nutrition this fall. It's just another reason to stay inside. Just scroll through pictures of Carlos, do nothing else. And if you like comedy, then another place you can go is Cameron Wiley's Twitter. This guy got jokes. He's so funny. He's the best. I mean, this is his Facebook, not his Twitter, but he is the best Facebook post in the game. Sorry, I said it. But definitely follow his Twitter at Cameron Wiley. I love this duo. I love this dog. Whoa, that was a lot. But you know what? Carlos deserves a lot. Carlos deserves a lot. So it was worth it. And now, somehow even more than a lot is this last segment of the show called That's That on That, where we get into something big, juicy to cap off the show. I have a segment that I am going to call, this is not a great joke, but I'm going to call it A Daring Man Named Gerry, which will be obvious very soon once we get into it. Okay. So let me pull it up. Let me get into, oh no, I closed the tab. I had it in, but let me tell you, once I open this tab, your minds are going to explode. Like there's going to be so much information entering your brain. It's going to be like, wow, how did I not know about these daring men named Gerry? The Gerrys must be stopped. So here it is. Let me get into it. Take a sip of tea first. Oh my God, I said that so desperately. Sip that tea. And now let me spill it. a daring man named Gerry. So it's 2020, and America is about to, once again, choose which old white man they would like to subjugate the masses. What a dark way to open this up, but you know what? Let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. It's never pretty, it's never fun, and this might be one of the most worrisome and important elections, maybe ever. So, despite the misgivings I have about the bland non-entity that is Joe Biden, I consider him kind of a ghoul, which at least it's almost October, so he's allowed to be here. But yeah, to be honest, Joe Biden needs to win. We know this, but I want to talk about one of the forces that makes that hard. Specifically, an act of voter suppression that uses geography as a weapon called gerrymandering, which is a practice intended to establish an unfair political advantage for a particular party or group by manipulating district boundaries. So, of course, y'all know that I have this geography degree and that I'm constantly trying to force a way to talk about it. And so this is me talking about it. Gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is a geographical strategy that creates arbitrary district boundaries to diminish the influence of certain populations or over-exaggerate the influence of other populations. It can do either. Gerrymandering was named after Elbridge Gerry, who fully sounds like a Charles Dickens villain. Elbridge as a first name? Okay, well, that's just the first. This man designated a Boston district in the shape of a salamander to enforce his political edge, and it looked kind of like, oh, I didn't add the salamander pic. Let me look for it real quick. It looks spookily like a salamander. So this is kind of what it looked like. If you see those districts that he designated, he made a form of a salamander, a completely arbitrary and not useful to anyone distinction, but one that gave him a particular political advantage. So he did this, and what this is an act of corruption that increases that incumbent advantage and also results in less descriptive representation. And I wrote up a little document about how it works. So here it is. This is my writing. See, this is my handwriting. I wrote this, okay? So, yes, gerrymandering. We have a few, so we have this set of, spatial awareness is hard, precincts that are here, and we can see that yellow should have an outright advantage over green. And depending on how you draw the borderlines to disseminate these districts into smaller segments, you can see how that advantage changes. In this figure that I drew with my hands, we can see that yellow wins across all districts because it has an advantage in each, right? It's all evenly divided, and that kind of makes sense. It kind of represents disproportionately, yes, but it does represent the overall advantage that yellow has in the situation. In this situation, which is the kind of corruption that we're used to seeing in American politics, it happens all the time. We have 5 districts where, although green has a smaller overall proportion of the districts, based on these particular lines, yellow is completely overrepresented in a couple districts, and green is overrepresented in the remaining districts, which leads green to have an overall advantage. If this were an entire country, then green would win the majority, despite outright having a minority in the entire system. And of course, there are echoes of this all over in American politics, in the Electoral College, and even in more local scales, in like municipal boundaries. And it's a problem. If we had more proportionate outcomes, we could see how in this situation, yellow and green would be more accurately represented. And in this situation, the same case would still be apparent, even though it has a different political form. That's my document. I'm putting it away. I wrote that. So I hope that example showed how exactly gerrymandering works. And this scary tool is very effective for politicians and in the history of the US, particularly Republicans, to keep voters from doing the thing that they got to do, which is vote. Unfortunately, these systems are designed to disempower people. And ironically, the best way to combat this phenomenon is to outright vote and not give them the power to enact this in the first place. So that kind of sucks, but we need to do our best to put forward the change that helps people and minority voices stay represented. So if I can either way help you out and inform you of these insidious ways, the little things that the governments do to oppress us, then I'll do that, because things need to change. And yes, if I can inform or inspire that change, then that's what I'm going to do as a person who has invested tens of thousands of dollars into a geography degree and is not completely sure how to use it yet. But that's that on that. Whoa, we did it. We learned a geography lesson. Happy fall of the system. Oh, yes. So, I hope I gave a nice cozy show to y'all. I realized I cheated and drank a non-tea on stream. So, I guess I'm a heretic, which is, fine, whatever. It's my show. I can drink what I want to. The first 4 episodes of the show was me drinking multiple different sodas because I didn't have enough time to brew a tea at the beginning. So what are you going to do? Vote me out? I'm the geography major. I'll gerrymander you. And we all watch as this boy becomes the thing that he vowed to destroy. Terrible. That's my show. If you enjoyed this, then maybe consider giving a little donation at baddogtheater.com/high-t. Or at the very least, you can subscribe. That's free. And make sure to check out the other amazing shows on this channel. Monday to Friday, we got The Oval coming up tonight, Wednesdays at 9:30, which is like this social media inspired improvised show based off The Circle, which I hope people remember. But if you don't, at least remember The Oval, because that's the show that matters. There are so many great shows at 4:30, 9:30. Check them all out. Just stay inside for a week. Don't do anything but watch these shows, because I think that's a very cozy idea. I have nothing left to say but happy fall. I raise a teacup to you, and I suggest you raise it to your mouth and give it a little sip, sis. Oh, this barley is very barley. Oh, so umami? Is that how you describe barley? Umami? Wait, let me take another sip. Definitely umami. It's earthen. It feels like I'm eating dirt, but healthy?